It's okay. But so welcome back to shop again, everybody, for today. That is,
We're back.
uh, we have Juan's motor and transmission over here, and as you can see, the subframe is no longer how it was. It's actually back up in the car. So we're to get that pushed back out today to other customers that need to come in and get other things done. So our build customers typically we get the motor dropped and then assess what we're going to be doing, what has failed, what we need to replace, kind of overall health of the car, and then get an invoice figured out and then get the build going. Just for anyone that's curious, that sends their car our way, people from all over the country have sent their cars to us
All over the
from
place.
all over. At any given point in time, we have two, three, four, even upwards of seven.
Even out of the country, Canadian customers.
Yeah, out of country as well. Usually, if financially you're ready to go, usually it's a 4 to 8 week build. Usually, just parts and things like that. In some cases, it can be as quick as 6 weeks, but usually you can expect usually 4 to 8 weeks is the typical turnaround time. And then if you want us to break it in locally, that usually does add a little bit of time. Or if you want us to essentially have you pick it up and then remote tune or whatever. There's different variations for each customer. So down here below us, we are going to go ahead and remove the transmission. We're then going to go ahead and pull the head. All the components are going to come off. We're going to zip everything off pretty quick. Then just see what has actually failed. Now, 9 times out of 10, if you're familiar with the H series motors, a lot of times they do fail because of oil starvation. That's not really common now with the PCB 6, we'll call it Band-Aid. That really did help alleviate that problem. And then most people know that religiously change their oil on these cars. So you don't typically see sludge as much as you used to. Now you're seeing just high mileage, whether it be a cracked timing guide, uh, spun bearing, thrust washer bearing in the middle there. Sometimes run low on oil, but most commonly it's going to be a cracked piston or fully detonated piston, especially if you're making a little bit of power. Or you're going up and down elevation changes frequently. So Ron and I are going to just zip everything off. If you guys have any questions about anything pertaining, really anything, it doesn't have to necessarily be H series, but if you are watching for H series content, feel free to ask away. I'm going to go over a couple things that are just kind of noticeable things we maybe didn't go over on Steve's build. Some things that are common issues to just kind of talk about some of that stuff. So first and foremost, when you are fully disassembling this, it's just a friendly reminder. If you're not familiar with the bolts and nuts, just get a little organizer from AutoZone or actually Home Depot. That's really cheap. Amazon sells them for like 20 bucks too. And just label as you take stuff off. It'll save you an absolute nightmare if you're going to be doing this yourself.
Yes,
Trying to figure out
sir.
what bolt goes where. So
That's true. Look at that. Obviously, got the motor off the subframe, all that fun stuff. Removed some goodies. Looks pretty nice. Pretty nice. Definitely have some leaks for sure. But that's expected.
leak for sure.
That's expected. Oh, Jace, I've been using Ziploc bags.
That works too. We actually you can buy like we use little packing ship label
They're
bags too.
super cheap and you can get them in the
Get
thousands.
them in the thousands, and
Yep.
you can like close them tight, and then you can write on them because they're paper. So those are really nice too.
Yeah.
We use those.
I just randomly decided to give them to Caden one day and he's like, these are great for bolt sizing. Jay said, I'm here. Don't fret, Ron.
Oh.
You missed him.
Dave, do you have secretly have a man crush on Ron?
Aw, cuties.
Jason, you're my boy.
Dude, he's trying
He's
to.
your
Yeah,
boy. He's trying to get you.
oh.
He's trying to get you. He said it's not a he said secret question mark.
Oh,
Whoa, it's not a secret. It's not a secret. He loves him some Ronald. We all love Ronald.
hey.
We all love Ronald. But there's not enough of him to share, Jay. Sorry. Shoo. Shoo. Shoo.
Getting the half shaft off.
Oh, Caden. Caden tuned in.
Who?
Junior. Sir Jones.
You doing, Johnny? Johnny, you missing here already?
Dude, he's like, dude, I miss being at work.
I miss being at work. Let me go live.
Live with them and still reminiscent, which I still miss.
He's probably gonna watch this live stream and be like, "You guys are too much." Feast and peanuts. Yeah, one of the worst things for your gut health.
So this is the Ripper. We call this the Ripper.
The Ripper.
This Milwaukee ratchet
is the best.
is so flipping fast.
Cody's favorite.
The Rip and Ratchet.
Okay, so here we go.
See how.
Take bets. What year are we thinking on DSG?
Ooh, there's a little Crowsworth in
What
there.
we going? I'm gonna say I'm going.
2006.
There's no way it's that old.
Yep.
I'm saying 2015.
I'm
What-
saying 18.
What do you think? 2018? I'm going 15, 18, and she's going 6. Shoom. 2016.
Dang! Dang! Yeah, I mean, Juan is pretty good about maintaining his cars. I shouldn't have doubted him. I'm sorry.
2016.
I'm sorry for doubting you, sir.
NGK era, which is in my
Shoo.
that's where
NGAA.
shoo.
That valve cover does look good.
It does look clean.
Pretty fancy.
Pretty fancy. Like the red accents with the white car look fantastic. That's the best on white car. Red accents and carbon fiber accents.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, one of our good customers, Joe Hall, has a carbon accent vegan and he painted it white. It's such a cool car. Did a nice build on that. Yeah, it's like a pearlescent, really nice paint job. That's a nice car. Carbon fiber roof, carbon fiber mirrors, a bunch of little carbon fiber touches. The best part about this car is the $10,000 Ford's line wheel.
Nope. Best thing about his car is that
Is
we
it-
converted it to black dash.
Oh yeah, we did put an NG 900 dash in that car.
I could have done that.
Yep, it's in the Monte Carlo yellow.
But yep, donations.
In the Monte-
Oh, I guess it was free.
So I'll be honest, I don't keep it very often, but this oil tube, it does occasionally happen, but these do crack and explode.
Fun,
So
fun.
Pull up.
I'm getting the fuel rail. I'll just move that out of my way. Crusties. Okay.
Crusty musty.
So for anyone out there that's wondering too, we get asked sometimes about the injectors. Pretty much, all H series motors, pretty much the injectors all pretty much the same size. If you're looking for a cheap injector,
The Volvo.
you can go get the
Injectors.
440cc injectors from the
The
Volvo, the
big
naturally
greens?
aspirated, the 440cc big greens. The green injectors, and not to be confused with the big greens that are in the NG93 03 to 06.
Nope. Big greenies from the
blue,
Volvo.
blue and green injectors in those. But the 440s in the Volvo, the what is it? The naturally aspirated convertible, the V8,
Oh,
V70,
yeah.
the V70.
I thought it was a V60.
No, V70 has them. So. Right, so fuel rail, though is using, the fuel rail in the T7 cars versus the NG 900s and things does have a stator valve on, so I do prefer when they did change to the T7 fuel rails just because it is better for diagnosing when you do have an issue. So
True.
it's kind of nice in that sense.
This is true.
Something else, briefly brought up with Steve's build, taking apart is, if you didn't catch that, this line I'm removing now, part of the coolant system. We delete it. If you're in Sweden or somewhere where it gets really cold, okay, argue with me as much as you want. Yeah, you could keep it. Prevent your throttle body from freezing if you're in crazy cold temperatures, but sorry, it doesn't really happen in the United States, or at least, especially not far south like we are. But some people will argue with you and tell you it's the Saab designed it that way to keep it. No, delete
It's
it.
doing all the things that
This
Saab
car
designed
run cooler.
besides the motor.
Saabs run so fucking hot. So go ahead and delete the coolant lines. And when you delete those, you can either do a simple delete, which I call it the redneck delete. So essentially, you're just going to run a hose from this little nipple right here on the side. Allison, if you want to come in
Yep.
here, this nipple right here would normally go to the throttle body. So if you come to this side, Allison, there's
God,
another
it's a bit of
nipple.
a maze.
There's another nipple back here. So you can just loop the from here to here and call it a day. Or what we usually do is we're usually going to stainless lines anyway, so this gets deleted, and then we'll either we'll not either. We always just weld this shut. So and a lot of times we actually delete this line altogether. So if, depending on how you're running it, if you're not running a heater core, high performance track or something like that, we'll actually completely delete this tube altogether. And then this, and then in some cases we'll actually delete this as well. The tube on the side here. So we'll actually delete this completely as a whole as well. So it just depends on what we're doing, what application.
If you guys have any questions at all, ask away. Feel free to ask away.
Okay, so throttle body, those are becoming kind of problematic to actually buy now. So it's something nice to just have a spare one, especially if you have a Dame like the 06 and up. So the throttle bodies did change. So the throttle body that essentially changed, it actually changed in 04. So if you have an 04 and up, those are actually harder to get a hold of. So I would recommend the sporting one.
Yeah.
That way you have an extra. And those are specific to 9.5. So you can actually modify, so you can change if you want to go to the let's hypothetically say you have a OG93 and you want to go to the updated block. You can actually run that updated throttle body as well. So if you want to go to the updated PCB, updated block, all of that, you can do that on an older car or an OG93, and vice versa. If you want to get away from that setup and go to the older style block for a catch can, not worry about trying to find those throttle bodies, you can do that as well. So it's kind of either direction.
What do you guys think of plugging oil squirters on a forged piston car? I will mostly run it on E when I'm at home, but if I take a trip on it, E will be harder to find, and I know E runs cooler than 93. So is it safe to run E with it, but on pump gas?
When you're saying delete the oil squirters, is that the question?
Yeah, plugging the oil squirters.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely do not. You definitely don't want to delete oil squirters at all. Like in any fashion, not on these motors. It's not ideal by any means. I could see you can increase oil pressure by doing that, but it's in other applications, other motors, it does make sense in some applications. But definitely not an H series motor.
Need that oil.
All right, so we're gonna take the starter. Grab an extension. Oh, 13. That's 13. 13. I have 12 on.
Tools in the pocket.
Yep. I don't do that very often. If not,
Yeah, that's always fun laundry day when I find a socket in the washing machine.
where's your 12? Okay. 12. Oh, apparently I did have a 13 in my pocket. I just went and got another 13. 12.
Where can you buy new oil squirters?
Oil squirters, you really don't necessarily, they're not really, you haven't been able to buy them new for a while. So what I would tell you is you can either have a shop custom make you one. You can do a generic oil squirter that comes in the newer H series. So like if you go to 9,000, uses a different style oil squirter. So if we're talking newer H series motor, you can technically still get them new in China. So the B231 and the B236, which they have in various Chinese cars and or that currently is being utilized in some Chinese off-road. I forget what the hell it's called, some crappy off-road. So you can technically still get them through a couple Chinese manufacturers, but to get them through like a genuine one, as you would call it, genuine oil squirter, you can reuse them. It's just important that the washer, if that washer is worn, you want to go ahead and replace that. There's like a tiny little crush washer in there. Just replace that, and you can reuse the oil squirters. But if not, you can reach out to cannot remember the life. It's not Biac BIAC. They are no longer using the H series motor, but you can source parts through them still. But if you go to the other company, which for life I can't remember what it's called, they do an all four-wheel drive off-roading like Suzuki Jimny looking thing, and you can still source the B231 B236. They can give it a completely different motor code now. It used to be B231, B236, but you can still source new parts to that.
Ooh, Hoston.
Okay, valve first coming off. I'm gonna get the
And going somewhere safe.
yeah. Take the head off first. It doesn't matter.
We can have the transmission off, so then we can quickly disassemble the block.
Well, we'll do that. I'll just take the valve cover and the head off first. It's less. It's heavy. Less heavy for us to move around. Since we're not elevated, since we're on the ground.
Currently putting the interior back into my Gary Fisher. Yeah. Somebody said currently putting the interior back in my Gary Fisher. Yeah. We love Gary Fisher wagon.
If you have a Gary Fisher and you don't have the bike, make that a priority because
Yes,
that
the
is
bike
only
completes
time.
the car.
That is the only time that I can genuinely tell you that it is okay to run a roof box slash roof rack and utilize it because I cannot stand that. But if you have a Gary Fisher bike on top of the Gary Fisher, it's allowed.
Yep. Can you show me where I can put an oil pressure gauge in? I plan to run boost oil pressure and AFR.
Well, you know what?
That's so
We
funny you asked that.
Do one better for you. So while Ryan's doing that, I'm going to show you two things. So first things first, there are other companies slash another individual who has come out with a solution. I disagree with that solution, but he has you actually go off the stock location. There's an oil pressure sensor right here. So that is going to be the stock one. That is a horrible place to tap into. And the reason why I say that is it doesn't give you a very good reading of true oil pressure, more or less at the pump. So by the time the oil gets here, it's already gone through quite a bit of turns and or angles. So this doesn't give you a true reading. However, if you come with me over here on this customer, now this customer has his oil gauge not in the best location. It's kind of a pain in the ass to see, but I don't lift anymore. Yeah. What I'll do is you can actually zoom in, Allison, with the
You
flashlight.
zoom in.
Oh, no. Right. Give me your flashlight. So if you look down, you're going to have to, let me grab the actual better flashlight.
Sorry, everyone. Technical difficulties. You guys can just sit here and admire this 20595 F40 swap 205 top mount kit. Yep, pretty cool. Not the cleanest engine bay by any means, that's for sure, but it's here after the break-in period to get it ripping, so that's exciting. Cody's coming with the light.
Okay. Sorry. I want to grab the better. So if you look,
Wow. Oh, and I'm getting blinded. Oh my goodness.
so looking down this way, I'm do this.
Yeah, you can't zoom on that.
So
Live.
It's hard to tell because we're not able to focus. For why is it not focusing?
Because it's a live camera, sir. You don't get to control it like a regular camera.
Okay, well there you go, Allison. I'll explain it, I guess, more in depth. So we're gonna come over here on this motor. So
Yeah, that was a failure.
that car has
Awkward.
where it's supposed to go. So if you're on the front of the motor, what you can do, and you can buy it through us, you can figure it out yourself. But on the front of the motor, where the banjo bolt that leads from the turbo, so I'm gonna have Ron move out of the way here for 2 seconds. So there's this lead down here, right here. So that lead right there, it's a very short distance, but what we do is we actually have a banjo fitting that actually is right through here, and then it has an MPT fitting on this side for an oil pressure sensor. So you can either run a 90 and have the sensor sit straight up in this area, like the customer that's over there, or you can essentially just have there are shorter sensors that you can actually clear this distance right here. So with that other banjo fitting, with the MPT fitting, this would still be here. This would be flush, and then you have this much room for the sensor. If not, you can run a 90 MPT male to female into your oil pressure sensor. So this gives you a much better oil pressure reading and is going to be way more accurate than the one on the back of the block.
1 second. Gimbal's gonna be weird for a second. All this crazy stuff happening. Sorry, everyone. Showing you crazy stuff.
So, like I mentioned on Vince's car, so he actually has the oil gauge right in front of his gas gauge, so you can't
It's a
actually
terrible
you can't
design.
see. It looks cool, but you can't see the
I
show you.
don't like it.
You just can't see the gas gauge. So
And you can't really see your tack either, which I never look at the tack when I drive anyways.
so
Listen to the car.
oh wait, his battery's
His
dead.
battery's
Of
dead.
course his battery's dead. But oil pressure gauge sits here, his AFR sits here. Which once again, it looks cool, but it's not very practical, I'll be honest. Okay, so if actually getting into this,
I gotta get my forged pistons and rod engine finished. Gotta get 8 more brand new cam followers, P5 cams, and an engine hoist. Then I can put the rear cover plate and oil pan on, somebody said.
yep. Yeah, so
Let's just say something for everybody to know. He was just trying to start that car with no ECU in it. So
Oh, the battery's not dead.
the battery is dead too. Yeah, but the ECU is out of it too. Ron makes it out.
Wow. Remember, he's the Saab Unk. Saab Unk. Gage said, I'm thinking pillar or radio. Yeah, there's
The
Jace.
in
I was gonna say best.
in the 95,
Yeah.
and I actually got an argument, not an argument, but a disagreement with this customer about this exact same thing because the center speaker is literally doing nothing.
Yep.
Literally does
Yep.
nothing.
Center speaker.
Delete the center speaker.
And you can also
Great.
put one where your light switches.
Yeah, it's a great location. Great location where it is on 9.5. It's not as good, Allison, because it's like
Yeah,
not
it's a
sick.
rectangle.
But you can do a dual gauge pod right where that center speaker is, and that's a great placement. Where you're actually going to be making, and I've been wanting to do it for years, and I'm gonna do it arguably on probably an NG 900 center portion first, but where that center little plate is on the 9.5 and on the OG 9.3 where the solar sensor is, I'm gonna make one similar to like kind of how like Porsche has a chrono package for the 911s. I want to put a single pod gauge pod there for primarily AFR or oil pressure. Because I think it's kind of a nice location, and at the same time, it's like directly in your face. So. And I also want to do that because those always break anyway, so it's good.
Yep.
You have to put a gauge pod there as well.
True. Oh, making a mess. Making a mess.
Okay, that's everyone. Let's see what this. Let's see what our spinner of the motor looks like.
Oh, exciting. I'll grab the light. Damn it.
So if you guys ever get someone to powder coat your stuff, make sure that if they do powder coat, you do want to make sure this is
Yes, we always, when I powder coat stuff, I always fully tape the underside of this.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not that big of a deal. 'Cause
Makes a better seal.
It's not going anywhere. But it arguably, you can get flakes and stuff there, but it's not that. It's honestly not a big deal.
Let's see. Not bad.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
Not horrible.
It's definitely
That's slack.
what I would say.
Did you already
yeah.
take that out?
No,
That's
The
pretty.
tensioner's still in?
tensioner's still in.
Dang.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's
It's
completely.
getting there though.
Completely gone, but it is a decent amount of slack. Ron's squishing his hand.
Jake's asked if any studs snapped.
Yeah, but as we know, you'll never get all nuts or all studs. It's one of the. You always have a mix of both. I've
Yep.
never gotten all nuts or all studs off ever. So, which is kind of funny.
That is true.
So now I'm going to go ahead and take the tensioner out, and then we're going to pull the head and see if we have any kind of scoring. Once we have that off, then we're going to check.
Somebody said, opinion on King Tech forged rods. I have ACL race bearings in them and APR rod bolts. Built the engine way over power. Not trying to blow or for the power I want since it's an automatic car, not trying to blow the auto up.
Rods, I mean, if you're not trying to go over I'd be straight up with you. If you're not going over 400 wheel, there's really no point in doing rods. Especially if you're like, I mean, the stock rods have gone upwards of 500. We typically tell people if you're trying to make more than 400, rods are worth it. But if you're on an automatic transmission, maybe if you want to go a little beefier, just grab some B204 rods. And they're the same as the B235R, arguably, but they are a little beefier. So I would just say they're going to cost you way less money. B204 rods are stronger than the B235, but barely. So that would be a little bit more peace of mind. But if you're going to stay on automatic, then I would tell you, don't waste your time. Don't waste your money on rods. It's really not needed. Now, obviously, if they're not in spec or they're not, perfectly straight in the grand scheme of things, then yeah, replace them. But other than that, no need to. But back to my original point of, grab some B204 rods. They're going to cost you 25 a rod, versus 50 to 100 a rod. So I'm gonna grab the head, our tensioner.
Shoe. The shoe.
That 12. Sorry, all the way out, or you just loosen this? He just loses. So we'll see what his tensioner life is at once I pull this out all the way. Well, the plastic guy didn't come with it, but that's all right. Can I see that impact? Oh, do you have a 1/2 inch over here? Oh, I feel that.
Back to you guys being funny about painting crumb sockets. That is actually an impact socket. That's
What?
I said this is an impact socket that's just been grinded off the. That's
Oh, the reason why this impact socket looks like this is so that you could actually fit it into a 9.5
bracket. That's usually
There's normally a bracket for 9.5. So this was a specialty tool that I turned into to allow it to get into a bracket. So it's kind of funny. It's specifically a tool for a Saab if they're on a OG93, that is.
no. That's for
Or 9.5 when the bracket's not there. Sorry. When the bracket's
Bruh.
still there.
Saab onk.
So let's see. Ooh, that's looking like it's towards the end of its life. But that gasket has seen better days. That thing's hard as a rock. Not a thing.
It's like missing pieces. too.
Missing. That's done. Now, tensioner wise, let's see how many it had left. Ready? Moment of truth. Ron, how many do you think it had left?
2.
It had none.
None?
Officially done.
Dang.
There's so much slack. So that's a perfect example. So the noise might actually not be the inner of the motor.
Could be timing chain slap.
Timing chain slap, arguably, because this is fully maxed which I've only seen that twice.
Which I get that. Is it
So,
the
which is
motor's
crazy.
good though.
Yeah, which means the motor arguably
Maybe
still
could just do a rehone.
no. That is
No.
not.
Still building it, but like
Say the motor always
everything's-
probably very good.
everything's
Yeah,
specs, so they
everything's
don't have to
supposed to
worry
be
about
yeah.
any of that.
so none of that has to be.
So that's good.
Yeah. I was just saying a rehone to do 90 mil pistons instead of 90.5.
There's no point. The
What
mileage.
mileage is this car?
We'll put it this way: we already know
Anything more
if
than
it's over
125,000.
you just do
Yep.
forward.
That's true.
So it's irrelevant here. You already know this. Okay, so tensioners out. I'm gonna take the 14s off and then the head bolts.
Jay said his car has 101,000 miles on it.
Yeah, but he's got damage. He's forced to.
I thought I thought it was damaged on the
You have
side.
damage inside. You have to do a bore over. You might even have to go more than a 90.5 because of all that excessive blow uppery going on your car.
Let me get that 9.5 back into Sweden. The US ones are always better spec'd.
Wait, what?
Somebody said, let me get that 9.5 back into Sweden. The US ones are always respect.
Yeah, this is true. Well, they are and they aren't. So you guys had more options.
But nobody opted for
But
the
lots
option.
of them stopped them. But yeah, so overall, the way that they come equipped from the dealer, there's usually more options, but we didn't get the rare cool options, especially like OG 93s. We didn't get any of the cool seats.
So true.
95s, we didn't get as many seat options as well. Our arrows here, a lot of our arrows here, especially the 06 up Dames, they didn't come with the 300mm rear rotors, where you guys still could opt for them. Other things such as the actual like arrow wings and or other components, we didn't really get those. The nav units, we almost never got nav units to 95s,
Yep.
where you guys had them more often than not. So it really just depends on kind of what the way that you would say, it's better. You guys had way more wheel options as well. And
Yep.
we did not get as many wheel options. A lot of people love like the Vikings. I'm not a fan of the Vikings. I like the Klingons better. I think they're too heavy. The
And the
double blades,
hammerheads.
the hammerheads are God so ugly.
So many people like those.
The hammerheads they're so heavy too. But the biggest thing would be the double blades. The double blades are my favorite Saab wheel, and we did.
Cody loves a double blade.
I've never owned a set either, which so it's on my list of I need to get a set just so I can be happy and officially have a set.
I love any of the Hirsch cars, any of the Troll R's. Like I think those cars are so cool.
Yeah, they're decent. I think they're detuned. They should have been tuned more aggressively, personally, but I get it. It was still at the end of the day, not they're not trying to blow it up, trying to keep a warranty. I get it.
Yep. 100%.
Okay, so I need a 12 on that side as well. Okay, so all I need to do is take these two 12s out, and then we'll pull the head and see if we have any kind of scoring at all.
Somebody said the ALU 50s and the ALU 36s are nice. The ALU 36s are the double Ys,
Yep.
which we love double Ys, but they're so narrow.
They're too narrow.
They're so narrow.
Offset and how narrow they are. They look
Yes.
great, but they
You know who has them on their NG93? Somebody watching this video right now, sir. You know how narrow those are. And then also the ALU 50s are like the 03 Vector wheels. Those are a lot of people. I love those. So good. They're so good. Oh yeah, I forgot Kyler swapped them onto his car. Jace has the anniversaries that he painted bronze. Somebody said, use this as an excuse to install forged pistons. Yes, that is exactly what we're doing. This motor will probably get forged rods and pistons. This is all getting built, fully built, transmission, all that fun stuff.
I'll be honest, there's not a single. We've only had one in the last 3 years. We've only had one H series Saab motor leave without forged pistons, and it was a C900. All of our H series
Yep.
motors are forged motor, usually rods and pistons. Occasionally it's not rods, but 99% of our builds, it's forged pistons, rods, usually upgraded valve springs for revving, and then always balance shaft delete. And then I would also argue, most of the time it's both brand new intake valves and exhaust valves, obviously. But there are some other differences, but 90% of the time, I would say everything is upgraded.
I'm just passing by. Wish you nothing but luck. The shop looks really cool. Thank you. It's definitely a bit of a mess right now. That's for sure. But we definitely have a lot of fun, a lot of fun projects. A lot of fun projects, not just sobs by any means.
Yeah, this is true.
It's fun. But thank you so much. That your positivity and watching our video means a lot. That's for sure.
Thank
Ron just did a thank you squat for you.
you, bounce.
Maybe bounce, yes.
I don't do those.
And then just bought an 08 9523 with 94,000 miles on it with the heated/vented front seats and heated rear seats. Anything right off the bat I need to look out for? This is my fourth 9.5 of first Dame Edna. MIUs are failing like
Yeah,
crazy.
so you
Dames.
cannot get MIUs anymore, but we've been seeing a high failure rate on MIUs. Just get a spare one while you're at it, and SIUs does some.
Especially if you have a low mileage car like that.
Yeah,
Find a lower like one to match your mileage.
yeah, MIUs arguably are becoming kind of problematic in the very near future. I feel
Yep.
like that's going to be the death of the Dames. In my
It's been really bad with Dames.
But, something else that's really important too is go ahead and buy yourself a heater resistor for the AC heat, all that. The resistors are problematic. Just get a spare one. It will fail if it hasn't already failed. And most importantly, you will at some point most likely need a throttle body, and you will most definitely at some point need a CPS. That's all 9.5, that's all 8 series, and then the ABS modules aren't as bad on the 06 and up, or I'm sorry, the 05 and up. 04 and back is way more problematic. So I would tell you it's not a bad idea to have a spare one. The seats, if that was your main question about issues with those, not so much. There was some issues with the OG 93s with they sometimes catch on fire if they malfunction.
And C900s.
99 and C900s as well. So
Yep.
okay.
That 06/07 looks really clean. How is it with rust over there? Yeah, rust. Luckily, we're in. Yeah, this is a completely rust-free car. We're in Florida, so the only thing that our cars suffer from is paint fade. This one has really bad paint fade. This is a customer's car that he's doing a full restoration on because it is sentimental to him because it was his first car.
So he's over time put a
Yep.
lot of money into it.
TD05 top mount kit. It is F40 swapped. So he's slowly making it nice. It's on RPF ones, which look pretty good. So
but it needs paint. It's definitely dirty.
yeah, like Jace just said, yeah, a lot of Saabs suffer from the paint fade, especially GM involvement Saabs.
Here, get the chain. I'm gonna grab a chain. Head time. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
How are we looking?
Cylinder one spout.
That's a nice story right there.
Oh, hard to see on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you can definitely see the scoring for sure.
Cross-hatching.
Yeah, this side, this point here, Ron. It's hard to tell on camera, but there's some pretty decent scoring.
Yeah, it's not horrible. See if you can hold this real quick. Let me see if I can.
Are you gonna rotate the motor?
See if I can by hand. If not, I'll grab the.
You can see it right there. Where it's like worn, like
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's that hot spot kind of looking right there. Yep. Yes, and then somebody said, "When are you guys gonna do a shop meet?" Oh, that is a great question. We really need to. I'll be honest. We just. Oh,
I've never seen this. Look at how it like the piston's clean right here on both sides, but like on the other ones, it's
What?
not like that.
Are
You see that? You see
that's
them?
water is fine explaining this. I have to think about.
oh, head gasket's probably seeping. Yeah. Yeah, but we definitely want to do a shop meet soon for sure. We actually we need to talk to our neighbor that has a all of our parking is taken up by Saabs here, but we do have a neighbor that has a lot of parking. We've been talking about that for a while. It would be fun. We have tons and tons and tons of local customers, so we would definitely need a lot of space. That's for sure. Yeah, yeah. That guy said. Dylan said, literally, my issue right now. The cluster randomly cuts off. The one with the dame.
Yep.
Yep, that's the truth. That's the truth. Is he going to take it to George to get the paint cleaned up? I don't. Vince says he has a paint guy, but I don't know. Hi,
Yes.
Brandon.
The only one that's bad is cylinder 3 is
And 2.
wait a second, Ron, you make a valid point. What the
That's
fuck
what I
is going on?
See that? How it's the head gasket like was sealing, like that's weird. And then see the other ones. That's what I was pointing out. See how on there too? It's not like that. I have never seen that. Out of all the motors we pulled apart, I've never seen that.
God, the piston like looks
What the
different.
fuck is that about?
That's so
bad. This is right here. It's this one right here, sir. That was doing that. Look at how the gasket is.
So
sorry.
we have a really interesting on this one. So what has happened? And
Oh, the carbon buildup.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. It's,
So what is going on here? So I'll explain it to everybody watching. So
Craig said Ron Eagle Eyes.
so the reason why we have this
Dang it.
right here, the way it looks so nice and clean here, and then not as much on these. This cylinder was seeing some form of moisture, but take that out of it. This head has been redecked and it's at its max amount of decking. So this head, whoever resurfaced this head, took off way more material than they probably should have, or they took out the max amount that would have allowed, and that's what's happened, making that piston look like.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never seen that before.
So it's just they took off too much. Whoever last did the head gasket on this head, that's what that is. Is someone removed a lot more material than they probably should have, which is fine. So not the end of the world by any means. So now we're gonna take the transmission off, slide that off. Once that's off, we'll go ahead. We're gonna figure out what the noise is coming from. Was it the timing chain? Possibly, because it was stretched. Fingers crossed that that's all it was. We do have scoring on cylinder 3, so arguably we would want to do a rehone, regardless. But because the scoring is probably deeper than you'd like, you're gonna honestly want to do a bore over. So bore over to 90.5, which is just kind of the industry standard at this point. So it looks like Ron already got the 18s. Did you already get the 11 cover off, Ron?
No, the oil pan's different. So like,
Yeah. No. Oh wait, you're right. We don't have to do that. So the transmission just comes off. Good call.
right now.
Yep. So Ron's already got the bolts off. So I'm gonna slide this transmission off. You wanna get this slid
Get
off?
to watch the hot.
Just wanna grab just one flathead just so we can pop the set pins. And then we're gonna pop the set pins. We'll pop the transmission off. We'll then take the motor put on its side. We'll get off this. We'll get off this. We'll take this oil pan off.
Nice.
As well. Something else too for anyone out there that's wondering. So if you are looking for 9.5 transmissions and you're not trying to rebuild them, you're trying to save yourself as much money as possible, and have the best transmission you get. Anything newer than the B05, there's a little plate on here for 9.5s in particular. B05 is the last transmission that you want to deal with. You want to get something newer like a B06, B08, B12,
Yep.
B10. Because they did revisions over the years and they do get better. So if you can find yourself a B10 or B12, the linkage does change, but that's fine. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and pop just on the one side too, just this is still attached. Excuse me. Ooh.
Motor Hubbub Palooza.
Oh wait, no, Ron, there's still one bolt right here. There's a cover right here. There's an 11 on this side still. That 11 still, yeah, they're right here still. We gotta get this off. This cover bolt and then this bolt right here. These two.
You have an 11 over here.
I don't have an 11 right here in my pocket, but there's an 11 here, and then we need to get. This is a. It should be 16, but it looks like it's loose.
Oh.
Nope. Oh, I was almost loose. I'll grab an 11 from you.
Jay said, so the trans is held in by 18 mils and 11 mils?
Well, the 11 mils are not really holding transmission in. They just hold a flex
Cover.
Flash. I'd call it a flywheel cover. It's just to help keep stuff out of the internal bell housing, you technically don't have to run it on the car, but if you go through a puddle or something like that, it helps get that stuff out of there. So those 211s have to be taken off because that cover kind of hinders you taking the transmission off. Everything made. But not man,
So at what point of scoring do you guys toss the block, or can they always be saved?
You get the total amount of scoring you can do max
What,
is
2 mil?
2.9.
Almost 3 mil, yeah.
Once you get to 3 mil, you're done. You got to throw it away.
And
honestly, I tell people typically the 2.4 displacement, which is just under 93 mil. It's like just over 92 mil, just under 93 mil. The 2.4 displacement is kind of like the sweet spot. So go to a 92. If you're trying to go to a larger piston, you just get the larger displacement that way. But if you go all the way to the 93 mil, it does take you just under a 2.5 displacement. But if you ever do need to do any type of work to it, that point the block is done. So that's kind of like you do it once and then drive the car till it blows up.
Yep.
Okay. 11 is off.
Oh, it's off.
I see that. We just need a small flathead run. That bar's way too big. Way too big.
$93 mil is if you have unlimited money or you have a spare block in the garage.
No, it's not that expensive. 93 mil.
Just if you can't bore over anymore, then you're
93 mil. It's not
shit out of
more expensive. You're talking a couple $100 more.
On a down every year.
So that's arguable.
on the dowel pin on your other side.
No. I'm just getting this all the way up on this side. Always be careful when you're doing this because this will snap. Not to say that we don't have a million of them to replace, but because it's not like we've really broken very many, but it does like to snap. You have a hammer on?
No.
Can you grab one? Can you grab one? Ow.
Yep, using a flathead as a pry bar.
No. Snap-on.
Snap-ons out. Please don't watch this snap-on. You won't be able to warranty your flathead anymore.
Yeah. Our Snap-on guy doesn't care, which is nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Rosworth.
What, dude?
Oh, I heard the dowel pin pop out. I think.
For sure, nothing else underneath.
We're doing a flipperoo.
Why did it go back?
God.
Something's already holding.
Right there. You missed the bolt.
Gee dang it. Can I warranty a stolen snap-on flathead? Yeah, you can warranty any snap-on tools. Ron actually had a hammer from his old shop that he found. That was a pretty sweet deal, right?
Yeah, I just found a hammer and it finally broke and I just got a brand new one. Never bought it in the first
Expensive
place.
hammer too.
Yeah, nice snap-on hammer. It was red originally. I got a green one.
Sure. We love our snap-on guy. Nice guy. There it is.
Shoe. Clutch. Oh yeah, Juan bought this clutch kit. So that's a Clutch Masters.
Oh,
Clutch.
nice. Hell yeah. Clutch Masters clutch in there, baby.
So we sell a lot of clutch options. Some of them are on the website. Most of them are on the website. We sell way more than anyone else. So we work with ACT and Clutch Masters. actually a couple other companies as well. But Clutch Masters is who we typically get all of our clutches and pressure plates from.
Yep, Clutch Masters, ACT,
So Clutch Masters is typically what we use for our upgraded pressure plates.
especially and our twin disc clutch setups too.
Yeah, we do twin disc.
They do the best twin disc setup.
I don't know how many miles you have.
This 911 originally had a Clutch Masters,
Correct.
but then he didn't want that heavy of a clutch, so.
No, well, not really, for other reasons. From other people.
But he also didn't want a heavy clutch.
Well, this is true. He was worried about that. You know. Let's see. I don't know how many miles Juan put on this. Juan, if you're watching still, let us know. Yes.
Yes, sir. 6 foot. Let's see how you drove it.
Let's see.
It looks like it wasn't wearing there a little bit.
Oh, I don't even feel like you
It's
got.
good.
I don't even think it's. No. That means you were still breaking it in.
That's crazy. Still in the break-in process. That's insane.
That's what it looks like.
All right, I will sign.
Yep. There you go. Take that over there.
That's funny. Yeah, I know he didn't drive it for long after doing that.
Which sucks.
I know. That's what happens.
Okay, so we'll take the flywheel off and then take the oil pan off. Take the side cover for the timing chain. Let's just see what failed. So we'll be quick and dirty.
Quick and dirty.
Quick and dirty. I'll get the side cover bolts. I'll get the harmonic down for I'll put two.
The head's just laying on the ground.
Yeah, it's not gonna be reusable
Ah, okay.
because it's
So correct me if I'm wrong, but if I want to use B204 rods for economical purposes, oh, can't see it now. If I were to get some forged pistons from you guys, would you be able to bore out the pistons to fit the B204 rod wrist pin to be running it? It would be the same if you.
yeah. I
did
think
the B-
Craig's asking that.
No, Jace.
Jace, what are you asking, Jay?
He's asking if he can run forged pistons and B204 rods in his car, pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah, B204 rods and 95 rods are the same length. They're exactly the
you
same.
can run them, no issue.
They're strict.
You can run them with B235 forged pistons.
B204 and yeah, so what you do is you get B204 rods and then you get forged B235 pistons and then you have that's the best.
Yeah, Juan said there was barely any miles on the clutch. Yeah, so it was still in break-in period.
That's what it looked like. It looked like it was still being broken in.
Yeah, it's had parts of it that still look brand new.
We had this conversation earlier about how easy these slide on and off. It really depends, but this one came off super easy. But something that always that we like to point out, I see this happen way more often than not, is these will actually back out. So we always tell people make sure if you have this off, you always want to check these and if they're not starting to get loose.
Yeah, it'll cause a really bad
Vibration, but also they don't take out the side
Yep,
cover.
you
and
take
you
out the
get
side
these
cover.
bugs. Always take these out, redo them down if you're going to essentially run this,
right.
and then you can get a new harmonic balancer and actually replace it too. A lot of people don't opt for that. You don't usually need to, but it is something worth considering if you're at this point. Anyway.
We have seen a few bad ones.
Yeah, they do fail occasionally. We've replaced a few over the years. It's not very common, but it does happen. Okay. Where is my puppy?
A little messy over here, boys.
That's a lot of hubbub. A lot of hubbub. A lot of hubbub, especially when you're working on the ground versus on a table,
Yep.
which is fine. Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, so this head, like I also made a point about how head's sitting on the head gasket right now over here, which it's not that big of a deal, but
You don't want to let them sit on
yeah,
the ground.
don't
damage
this
your
one
heads.
has next to no material left. It looks like someone had, I guess, decked it at one point to do a head gasket job. And there's like no material left. So it's one of those things where you want to make sure if you are going to do a head, you want to resurface it properly. The only other way that we could compensate if we would do a resurface light and then just go to a thicker gasket and compensate on the gasket side. So that's a possibility too. So we'll cross that
I
bridge.
thought there was a difference in wrist pin diameter.
Nope, it's exactly the same. Wrist pin location changes on the piston, not the rod. So where the location of the piston sits on a B204 versus a B235 is in different locations. So, and then the cranks are obviously different, so you have a different throw. So, but other than that, they're exactly the same.
Nice and gooby.
So yeah, normally we would put this on the table. But we have so much stuff going on at the same time right now too. We're actually very limited space. We are about 5,000 square feet shy of a building.
Yep.
So we need to be twice the size for the amount of shit we do.
Do you guys have beef with the Saab store in Tampa? No, we do not actually. Both Matthew Emmerich's their lead tech. He just moved to Tennessee and he's been a longtime customer of ours. He's awesome.
We don't have beef with them directly.
No.
We don't have any type of bad blood with them, but
It's just comparing two completely different
Yeah.
shops. The Saab store does basic maintenance and we do full builds, and then we do basic maintenance for our build customers, pretty much. So if you do performance mods with us, we will help with maintenance.
and we do regular.
If you're a Saab person too, like if you're a Saab person, 100%.
But our base is we are actually more affordable than the Saab store, so our hourly rate is cheaper.
Yes, and our parts are cheaper. They
Yeah,
use dealer direct for everything, so we help our customers get more affordable parts for sure. So, but no hate for the Saab store. Just biggest thing is obviously Matt. He recently left, and Dakota he does good work, but Matt was definitely their guy when it comes to Saab stuff. And
yeah. I think Mike. I don't know. I've heard mixed things about the owner. The original
he's getting
Carl,
older.
I knew the original owner Carl to a certain degree. I met him a few times, but I never actually Mike. I've not really like had conversations.
I've met him
with
million
I've
times.
only talked to him really once forever though, as a customer, not as a rival, I guess you would call it, or competitor. But um, I know there's been a lot of talk. A lot of people saying that he's getting ready to retire. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's just getting older, and just when you don't do fun stuff with cars, it gets very mundane.
Yes,
So
just get tired of it.
you get tired of working on cars. So I think for us, like I said, we do obviously do some basic maintenance, especially to help keep Saabs on the road. But performance work is where it's at. This is the cool stuff: seeing motors come apart, seeing transmissions come apart, turbo kits, all that fun stuff. So it's definitely a big difference in what we do. That's for sure. But again, we do help our Saab customers. If you are a Saab person, we will help you out if you need a good job. That's for sure. I'm surprised Matt isn't on here. He must be out on the tail. Shoo, yeah, maybe. Maybe I know he's been out ripping around. He just got his other Saab up there too, which is really cool. So I know he liked it a lot. My buddy is trying to disassemble the Nivro mats of his 9.5. What does that mean? Any tips?
You trying to disassemble the what?
The Nivro mats? I don't know what.
Are you saying it right?
I don't know. That's what it says. Nivro mats. Maybe it's a typo. What do you mean, Cameron? This okay. NG95 self-living shocks.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would tell you just delete them all together and go to a better.
Yes, ESAB sells a conversion kit, right?
Yep.
ESAB sells a conversion kit. We did actually recently.
Like, fell off.
Oh, OG95. Self-living shocks on an OG95. Did you hear that? Oh, stock on the Gary Fisher. Yeah, okay. Never mind. I know what you're talking about. Any tips on that?
I mean, once again, I would just delete it. It's just not.
Just go to coilovers on all cars.
Well, I don't disagree with that. It's not. It's more problematic than it's worth keeping. Yeah, that is RVT.
RVT?
Or maybe not. A flat O-ring. Yeah, so this motor was starting to see sludge. I think it's just from age at this point.
Look at this. It's got like this across here. And it's got drain through here. Back
I know, what a hubbub oil pan.
Okay, so let's go ahead.
Definitely looks more rigid.
It is and it isn't. Okay, Ron, if you want to I'm gonna rotate this down. If you want to,
Take that like covers off.
yeah, that's it. I'm gonna take this one off first. So if you just want to, I'm gonna lift it up.
Any word with whining noise on a 9.5 Aero. Oh, sorry, 9.5 boot
Take
to
that cover. I want to check the timing cover.
0595 has a whining noise, raises with RPM. Could it be your oil pump, like your oil sump being a little clogged, maybe? High pitched whining noise.
First things first.
Obviously, so take your serpentine belt off too.
Things first. Take your serpentine belt off. See if the wine goes away.
Yeah,
That's the first step. And then if it goes away, then you know
it's an
something
accessory.
accessory. If it doesn't go away, most likely, check your oil pump. Oil pump, a lot of times, if they get excessively warm between the cover, it'll cause a really high pitched whine. So, most likely your oil pump.
That's what I was thinking. The oil pump.
Yep.
Whining.
Let's see. So, perfect example of looking for failed timing components because we know the timing is pretty much stretched. Nothing's failed. Chain on the last leg, but it honestly, yeah. So it looks like timing was done, fully stretched, but not enough that I would think that this where Juan's noise was coming from. But we'll find out. So, Ron's gonna finish taking that out, and then we're gonna go ahead and pull the bearings, and then after that, that's pretty much it. We'll check the thrust washer, see if we have any worn components that are causing it. If not, it might have just needed timing, which is kind of hard to diagnose sometimes. I think he brought it to us making noise, and then I didn't want to cause more damage based off of this.
Yeah, especially when it makes a noise like that.
So, but I mean, the whole motor is going to need to come out regardless, and
Is
there's
that
so many. Just it's tired. Everything is very tired.
very tired.
Yeah. So
Allison, you were right. My car drives so much better since I have been on coilovers.
darn.
Drives amazing, but now I get more engine mount noise. LOL.
Oh, Tim's.
Race car things, sir. Race car things.
I always think you can't have best of both worlds. If you do, you're in a different price bracket. So you're going from a $40,000 car to $160,000 car. So I'll take performance, or how should I say, fun over practicality.
Ooh, Brandon, who got the red wagon from us, he said, my buddy Scott wants me to bring the red dragon in for stage 1 ECU tune downpipe intercooler.
Well,
Yeah.
Intercooler downpipe will put you way past what people would call stage 1. So stay away from a stage what you call
We'll make you more than a stage
yeah,
1, sir.
we need to set you up
Or
more power. The other thing is to fall in love with the car as it is for sure, but just for the sake of keeping the car happy, a downpipe and an intercooler is
yes,
a good thing to do regardless if you throw more
but
power.
we are gonna throw more power at it.
But more power is always
I love it. The red dragon. That is such a nice car.
sure.
You guys may have seen our laser red
I know.
Aero wagon we posted on the story that we owned. That was a very nice car. Brandon, who just tuned in, he actually bought that car from us. So very, very nice, very rare Saab. Yep. Talk about a rare car. 07 manual Aero. Peak Saab.
I would tell you if I had to pick any NG93, that was like I was telling him before he bought it. That was kind of my perfect spec. And we're trying to get into a bigger building this year, so we're trying to regardless if
Trying to downsize our collection.
it's a bigger building that we buy, rent, whatever. We're trying to buy something. If we buy something that ends up being a little smaller, we're trying to figure out kind of how we do things differently. We're also trying to buy a building in Japan. So there's a lot of things
A
going.
lot of moving parts.
Want to keep every car, but at the end of the day, you just can't. So
That's
something.
true.
Something. We do flip a lot of cars too. So we buy them, and then I always say, if we buy a car, we always have the intention on selling it, flipping it, making money on it.
Every car has a price tag on it.
Well, you don't always fall in love with them. So, for example, the Monte Carlo Yellow that we picked up, Vigan,
I love it.
we weren't buying it to keep it, but Allison, she fell in love with it. So
I did. I love that car. I love it. The yellow makes me happy.
Okay, so now we're gonna see if any of the bearings look like they're suspicious, or if the thrust washer looks suspicious. Fingers crossed that they aren't, so that we can reutilize the crank and not have to worry about any type of cross line honing or any of that stuff. So pretty straightforward. Now, if you're familiar with any of the other content we've brought out about talking about different variations over years, if you actually look at this, this is an Aero. In fact, this is a 2001 Aero 95. So if you see, it actually is using a nut and stud style, similar to how the B204 and whatnot is, where
Yes.
they go to the forged
Forged
track
cracked.
technology, because they're not forged by any means, but with the newer B235Rs.
Y'all just popped up on my recommended. What are y'all up to? We are currently disassembling a Saab 95 motor for a full build. So forged rods, forged pistons, throwing some more power at it. We have all the hubbub over here, the transmission as well. Gonna install an LSG in that. So that beautiful white wagon over there is going to be getting a full build. Super nice car. So you tuned in to get some time to see the crank.
See what was
Rods
what
and
was
pistons.
failing, what was about to fail.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in. What's a good timing kit brand? I'm an Audi tech by trade, so I'll be doing it myself. What's a good timing kit brand?
We actually, it's ironic you bring that up. We actually just got our first batch in, so we actually are using a company to actually make ours now. What the cover's right now?
Can you rock it back?
Towards you or me?
No, rock the moat like just back like that.
So we're actually working with a company that's making kits for ourselves. So you're getting to a point now that all the reputable ones, you can't get OEM ones anymore. So we're making our own balance shaft delete kits now, and we're making our own timing kits. So we're not going to offer any timing kits with the balance shaft chain, or any of that. We don't really see the point. But we did
Get
actually,
those out of
we
there.
officially just got our first batch of timing chain kits in stock. So we now have
Yes.
everything.
So if you need one, you
So
can
if you
get
need
one
one,
from
you can
us.
reach out to us. And if you need a balance shaft delete kit, you can reach out to us for that as well. But something that's really important is when you are doing the timing components, what we like to point out is reutilizing the stock tensioner. Just essentially new O-ring, new gasket. Where all the ones that are out there that
Oh,
are
crap.
available are really questionable. So we really can't justify spending a abundant amount of money to have someone make one properly quite yet. We are going to potentially look at making them out of CNC
Yep.
because they are problematic. So we recommend utilizing the stock one and just putting a new O-ring and gasket on the stock tensioner.
So they said, "Are you doing this all in one stream?" So they're actually two streams. So the first one we actually took the motor and transmission out of that car, and that was at 4 o'clock. And then at 7 we started this one. We started with the motor fully assembled. This is something that.
It's all right.
Yes, sir. And then Juan said I have an intercooler for this car as well that I need to bring over to you guys. Awesome. Yeah, they'll definitely need an intercooler. Which that's for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, to be honest, Juan, it's probably going to need a intercooler and it's probably going to need a radiator. The radiator is definitely at the end of its life. That's about to fail in a minute.
Allison, are you guys gonna buy that black Vigan in Massachusetts? I'm honestly not sure if you're talking about the one that somebody defined.
There it is.
Oh, dude.
That's
Still-
the
Sorry, Jason.
Cylinder one.
cylinder one. So there's our noise.
That is
Done.
You need new crank.
Dude.
Yeah, so
holy cow.
that's like catastrophic fail.
Dang, that's annoying.
Yeah, that's done.
Shit. Yeah.
So that was
That's a souvenir to.
that is a spun bear. If you haven't seen one.
What's that?
Holy shit.
Oh, and the other half of the bearing is seized to the crank.
Yeah, it's just been.
You ready? Let's rotate it. We'll rotate this so you guys can see the other half.
Anyways, when you get
Holy
Oh,
cow.
move that end cap. Move the end cap out of there.
Holy cow.
Not like it's worth anything. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, this thing's fucked. Come on, Haas, I believe in you.
But I'm just trying not to hit the rods. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
Rods.
and the gimbal just died. Sorry, everyone.
So
Eh,
if you look here,
1 second.
ooh, God, I almost got myself. If you see, that's the other part of the bearing. It's just stuck.
Yeah, that's really good.
Wow. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, that's really bad.
You come from that angle, Allison. Okay. You can see. You can go ahead on with it with the light.
Oh my god. Yep, that's terrible. That's really bad. You guys can probably. Oh, that's horrendous.
Yeah, so we see with these motors more problematic to see rod bearing failure than main bearing failure. And something what I'll tell you straight up, if you have a car that has more than 125,000 miles and you do not want to rebuild the motor, drop the oil pan, roll bearings. And we actually just did it on our cage car. So our cage car, we wanted to just keep it kind of like kind of we'll call it stock-ish in the sense of the block, just to prove how much power you can make on it. And we
Yeah.
started to get the littlest
Yep.
bit of noise. So I literally just said, screw it. Let's go ahead and drop the oil pan. We went ahead and I rolled bearings in on the mains and the rods.
See.
The rods rolling the bearings in is very easy. The mains is a little tricky, but you can do it.
Yep.
So we actually just rolled bearings in, and it's something um that it would be actually a good video to do just to show you guys how easy it is. But for some people that don't want to essentially, if they have a good low mileage motor, that want to just roll bearings in and more or less drop forward pistons in, you can do it. Don't necessarily.
Ryan joined the stream. What's up, Ryan? Shoo. He said, "You guys coming yachting on July 4th?"
Possibly, sir.
Possibly.
It's looking
We
promising.
need to. I'd love to do something fun for the 4th of July. I don't
Uh,
think we even did anything
yeah.
for the 4th of July.
Be
Always
be
working.
sophisticated.
Yeah. Shoo, shoo, shoo.
Okay.
Yeah, the video of your car's motor build will hopefully be up.
In about a week.
Yeah,
we just
because we just got everything in, so that'll be sick. Now you're watching Saab stuff, a lot different than Porsche stuff.
So something else too. These are, you can see this main bearing. This was on borrowed time too. This was about to spin. That was any minute as well. I have a feeling this other rod bearing. Let me go ahead and get these pistons pushed over slightly here.
He said, "Cool, cool, cool, cool." Yeah, I know. He said they need to know by this week. So
Yeah, we'll give you a call, Ryan. Tomorrow or yeah, on Monday we'll give you a call. I want to check a percent.
gosh,
This crank is done. So
yeah, they don't usually come out that difficultly.
well, I'm kind of rushy thinking, knowing that.
Gosh, look at that thing! Like, it's wild. That's wild. Oh, we definitely know what the noise was. That's for sure. Dude, they would give it to Juan so he can turn into a lake.
Ron, will you grab that cap? I have a feeling that one's seized on there. No, there it went. Okay. So
Shoot.
crank is done. So that's in the garbage, which we are seeing more and more cranks
Crank lamp.
get fucked. But
Juan, if you want your crank as a souvenir.
I always like to look. My favorite thing to look at is the thrust washers because they occasionally do fail. They're actually, I'll be honest, for the data that I have recorded on these H series motors, the number one motor that sees the most failed thrust washer bearing is B204s. So I very seldomly will I see a B204 fail from a rod, or if it's well taken care of rod or main. I see these fail way more frequently on B204 for some reason. And I think it's because people rev them the fuck out. But other than this, other rod bearing and main bearing, this one's done. This was about to take a shit too.
Yeah. Jay said the stream is acting up. What the heck?
Done. Multiple
The
spun bearings.
stream is acting up. 1 second, guys. Let's see. Shoot. I hate phones. Okay, guys, let us know if it looks better now, please. Multiple people said it looks a bit weird.
Well, that's fucked.
How is it now, everyone? Does it look better? Turn the Wi-Fi off of my phone. Let's see.
That's towards the end anyway, so.
Yeah. I think it's good now.
Okay. Well, either way, for anyone who is still watching, typically when you have the motor all the way broke down to this point, we're gonna see. I'm gonna have to check and make sure that our mains are still in spec here. So I am gonna have to get the micrometer out.
Better.
There's
Good.
bearing in that one.
Yeah, I know it's kind of kind of gross, but
And one right there.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm taking a while still. I'm gonna have which is nice. So it's always nice to save some stuff, but crank's done. Rod's
It's
obviously
been
done.
multiple cranks lately. That
So,
Cameron's crank that just happened too. His was
yeah, the cranks are becoming an issue solely for the fact, let's be honest, it's just age.
Can you show the micrometer stuff? I'd like to see.
Well, you want to learn how to? Yeah, we can. Not necessarily right now, just because it's all disgusting and gross. But yeah, if it's something you guys would like to see, or if you'd like us to make a video or even a short, I'd gladly make a short just explaining how to check for proper clearance. It needs to be line honed as well. So, but yeah, we can 100% show you how to do that. Very easy. You just need the right tools.
I don't
And
understand
a
what the
feeler gauge is all you technically need to check the decking and making sure that if the deck is actually good enough, or a flat surface. But if you have a feeler gauge and
Sorry guys, I think we're having Wi-Fi issues because we have
just turn it off.
there's a big storm coming. What is it?
Just turn the light off.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so with that being kind of the end point of this video, our live stream, we are planning on doing this very soon with a few other cars. We are going to be doing an NG93 soon. We're probably gonna be doing a Turbo X, which is probably going to be relatively soon. Um, we're going to be doing a live stream. We are going to be putting a video up for an F-35 rebuild /25, but we may do a live stream with the disassembly and reassembly of one of those just to show you guys if anyone has any questions. We may do that as well. And then we're going to be doing some live stream stuff with some of the other cars that we do at the
Shoot, Alex said he's watching. What's going? We got Alex and
Oh.
Ryan. Shoot, not your Alex.
Oh.
Ryan's. Well, not Ryan's Alex. Ryan's Alex.
You know what?
But with that, if
Eh.
there are any things you guys like particularly are interested in, we don't have an issue. We're doing it anyways, so it's like why not show what we're already doing anyway? But obviously the plethora of mess that we have doing this stuff, uh, we do it a little bit differently when we're not doing a live stream. But you know, like I said, we've got multiple bills at the same time.
Yeah, usually we try to be a lot cleaner, but
We're limited
yeah,
limited on space, so a
yeah.
lot goes
How
in.
dirty the motor.
Yeah, a lot
It's
goes into
disgusting.
plus the cleaning and everything that goes into it. So, to Juan, if you're still watching, we'll get on the phone sometime next week. We'll go over the details, kind of what we need to do, what we need to address. The thing that's really important for anyone that is effectively building a motor, regardless of what motor it is it is important to make sure that when you are putting back together, whatever components are questionable, do not use them.
Yes.
Or if they're at the end of their life, especially like even at this point, yeah, you may have a good water pump. Why use it? You may-
I will literally say it right
That
now.
just fails like 20
No.
miles.
Literally, we have had we love all of our customers,
Yep.
but we have had so many customers pick a specific part. They're like, don't replace it actually. And then guess what always fails?
yeah.
And then
So
I hate to say it, people get upset with you, but then you're like, bro,
Yeah, so
told you
we
to fix
we
it,
stopped
replace it.
giving options on a lot of our motor
We're like,
stuff.
nope, you
So
gotta
now
replace
we
it.
don't even allow you to reuse valves. So that's not even an option. Or if you do reuse any component, we do not offer any form of a warranty.
Yep.
So we don't do reusing of motor components. We don't do reusing.
Slave cylinders.
Yeah, we had a customer. We told him, hey, you should change your slave cylinder because it was brand new. I'm like,
And it
once
ended up ruining
once
his whole brand new
once
clutch
it's
kit
been
from
opened up to the air and it's not pressurized anymore, we just replace them usually. Like Juan's case right now, I'll have that conversation with him. He doesn't even have 500 miles on this clutch or this slave cylinder. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
arguably you could reuse it, but even then it's like the slave
Just the
cylinder.
clutch went off.
Yeah, I would still probably replace the slave cylinder,
I
but
mean, you
I mean,
probably get away
yeah,
with that.
and he probably he
'Cause,
would.
like, I just
Hear me
swapped
out.
my motor.
The reason why he'll probably get away with this too, and this is the difference between quality parts for shit parts. That is a genuine upgraded
That
GM.
yes.
Where our other
FTD.
customer that wanted to
It's a spec.
reuse, it was a shitty Chinese spec one. So that's
spec
the
slave
difference.
cylinders are
Yeah,
voodoo.
they are.
Because those ones, those updated ones,
Yep.
actually are good. I mean, I just
Yeah.
reused mine.
Yep. And they don't. Those usually go 200.
Yeah, he has the good slave in
Yeah,
his
good
car.
slave. That's what they say, which is what we sell with our clutch kits. Last but not least, just to kind of end this live stream, if anybody you are interested in any of the things that we talked about and you need more in-depth help,
Yeah.
or anything you
Motor
want to
builds.
purchase, we do offer a full-blown, fully built transmission, motors, new, used. We offer it all. We've got a lot of stuff that we've been in the woodworks with. Like I said, we just got our timing timing chain kits in today, and
Tongue
that
twister.
we ordered those, and I've been working with the company. That's been almost 6 months, and they finally came in.
It takes a
So
while.
we are actively working with multiple people to get multiple things made, multiple things, reproduced if they're not being made anymore, and things that you actually need.
Trying to help
Uh,
keep Saabs alive
Well, and yeah,
and making power.
anything and everything. So with that, thank you guys again for joining our live stream. We are planning on doing this pretty frequently, but not super frequently. So we kind of did 2 back to back pretty quickly. But you can expect at least 1, maybe 2 a month. And that's
I like them. They're fun.
kind of turning into kind of a Q&A more than it is about watching what we're actually doing. So it's a good time for you guys to jump in. If you have a question about any car, it does not even have to be a Saab. It could be literally any car, especially the stuff we specialize in.
Saab
We can
Audi.
pretty much answer it. And even some of the weird obscure builds that we have here that's not any of those 3 brands. We pretty much have a good knowledge of most cars. So we're car nerds. We are. So
Yep.
once again,
All
thank you
the
guys for joining the live stream, and for that,
Yes, thank you guys.
so
Good night, everyone. Look at all this crap. Oh, somebody said I'm back finally off of work. Well, sorry, it's the end of the stream.
we're all for it.
Sorry, it's the end of the stream. Hey, you can go back and rewatch it after it uploads. It takes a few hours to upload, but you can go watch the old vegan one. You can go watch this one.
They're always good.
Thanks for tuning back in, but sorry, we're leaving. Ron says bye.